You were completely fine a second ago. Then your phone lights up, you open the message, and all it says is, okay. That is it. One short reply. No emoji, no warmth, no extra words. And somehow your whole mood changes immediately. You read it once, then again, then one more time, like the meaning might change if you stare at it long enough. But it does not. It just sits there, cold, flat. And now your mind is already moving faster than your body can keep up. Now you are not just reading the word, you are reading the tone. You are trying to figure out what happened. Were they annoyed? Are they distant? Did you say too much? Did you sound weird? Did the whole energy just change? And the strange part is, a part of you knows this might be nothing. Maybe they are busy. Maybe they are tired. Maybe they really just meant okay. But that does not stop the feeling, because once that feeling starts, it becomes hard to separate the text on the screen from the fear building inside you. So you do what so many people do. You scroll up, you start comparing. You look at how they were texting before. Were they using more words earlier, more emotion, more interest? You start searching for the exact moment the mood changed. And the more you look, the more your chest tightens. Because now this is not just one reply anymore. It feels like evidence. It feels like proof that something shifted, even if you cannot fully explain what. And that is what makes one dry text hit so hard. It does not stay small. It spreads. It follows you into the next hour, into your focus, into your body. Suddenly you are distracted. You cannot settle. You keep replaying the conversation while trying to act normal. Maybe you even feel embarrassed for caring this much. You tell yourself it is just a text, but your nervous system is reacting like it is something bigger, because to you, sometimes it is. A dry text can feel painful because it creates uncertainty. And uncertainty is one of the hardest things for the mind to sit with when connection matters to you. When someone's energy feels off, even slightly, your mind does not stay calm and neutral. It starts filling in the blanks. It starts preparing for rejection before rejection has even happened. It starts imagining loss before anything is truly lost. And all of that can happen in seconds over one small reply. That is why your next message suddenly feels so hard to send. Now you are thinking about how you sound. You want to be casual, but not too casual. Warm, but not too eager. Interested, but not too much. You type something, delete it, rewrite it. Maybe you decide not to reply at all for a while, just so you do not look too available. But even when you try to play it cool, inside you are still affected, because you are not just responding to a message, you are responding to what that message made you feel. And this is the part people do not always talk about. Sometimes it is not the dryness of the text that hurts most. It is what it wakes up in you. It touches the fear of being too much, the fear of being misunderstood, the fear that someone can go emotionally distant without warning, the fear that connection is fragile, and one wrong move can change everything. So the message feels small on the outside, but inside, it lands on something much deeper. It hits even harder when the conversation felt good before. Maybe you were laughing, maybe it felt close, maybe it finally relaxed and let yourself enjoy it. Then the tone changes, and it feels like the ground moves under you. That contrast can be brutal, because it is not just that the new message feels dry, it is that it feels dry compared to warmth. And sometimes that emotional drop is what your body reacts to most. For some people, one dry text does not just trigger overthinking. It triggers old emotional memories. Maybe you learned early in life to read small changes in tone. Maybe you had to notice when someone was irritated, distant, or shutting down. Maybe emotional safety always felt uncertain. So now your mind scans for shifts before you are even aware you are doing it. And that makes you incredibly sensitive to little changes in communication. Not because you are dramatic, because your system learned to treat subtle distance like an early warning sign. That is why other people might not understand your reaction. They may look at the same text and see nothing, but you feel everything. You feel what is missing. You feel the drop in warmth. You feel the silence around the word. And then you start reacting not just to what is there, but to what is absent. No reassurance, no softness, no sign that everything is okay. And when your mind is already sensitive to disconnection, that absence can feel loud. Sometimes the message stays with you longer than you want to admit. You keep checking your phone. You wonder whether to send something else. You tell yourself to let it go, but you cannot fully let it go because a part of you still wants emotional clarity. You want something that restores the feeling of connection. You want a sign that the energy is still good. You want to feel settled again. But until that happens, your mind keeps circling. And maybe the hardest part is how quickly it makes you question yourself. Not just the other person, yourself. Was I too much? Did I say the wrong thing? Was I annoying? Did I misread everything? That is where the real pain often is, because a dry text can become a mirror that reflects every insecurity you already carry. It does not create them from nothing. It activates what was already waiting underneath. But understanding this can change something important. Because once you see what is happening, you stop treating yourself like the problem. You stop saying, "Why am I like this?" And start asking, "What is this touching in me? Why does uncertainty hit me so hard? Why does distance feel so immediate? Why does one small change make me feel emotionally unsafe so fast?" Those questions are gentler, and they lead somewhere more honest. Sometimes the real issue is not the text, it is how much emotional meaning your mind has learned to attach to small signals. And that meaning usually comes from somewhere. Maybe from past relationships where mixed signals hurt you. Maybe from childhood experiences where attention felt inconsistent. Maybe from being made to feel that you had to earn closeness instead of trusting it. When you carry that history, one dry text can feel like more than a text. It can feel like emotional instability all over again. And sometimes the other person did not mean anything by it at all. Sometimes they really were busy. Sometimes they were distracted. Sometimes they were just texting in a way that feels normal to them. But that does not erase your reaction. Your reaction still matters, not because it proves the message meant something terrible, but because it reveals something true about what your heart finds difficult. That is important information, not something to shame yourself for. The goal is not to become someone who never feels anything. The goal is to understand why certain moments hit so deeply, so you can respond with more awareness instead of getting lost inside the spiral. Maybe that means pausing before assuming the worst. Maybe that means noticing when old fears are filling in blanks. Maybe that means reminding yourself that a short message is not always a withdrawal of love. And maybe it means giving yourself the reassurance you keep waiting to get from the screen. Because the truth is, one dry text can ruin your whole mood when it taps into a deeper fear of disconnection. Not because you are weak, not because you are needy, but because something in you is still trying to protect connection before it disappears. And once you understand that, you can stop mocking your sensitivity and start listening to it with more compassion. If this felt uncomfortably familiar, you are not alone. Sometimes the pain is not the text itself. It is how fast it makes you doubt your place in someone's heart. For more deeply relatable emotional insight and healing psychology content, stay with Everyday Psychology.